things that don't matter. I'm not here to defend such people. But if I am going to have a big song on radio for a good 3 months, a good song, a big song, nationally, everybody knows me, I'm getting booked all over the place, I'm moving around, I don't even want to talk about going to other countries to perform. That's even bigger. You should be making a hell of a lot of millions of rands if you do that. I'm talking about just around South Africa alone, performing around the venues here. Come on, man. You should be making a lot of millions. For those of you, if you can ask, or if you've asked before, surely you know how much these guys get paid, to perform. But that's not the focus. The focus is the music that gets played by the media houses that SAMRO interacts with and collects the monies, because those media houses do not use artists' music for free. They pay SAMRO to pay it over to the artists. So that's the money in question. Is SAMRO paying all of that money, all of it, to the people that deserve it? I once had a discussion with one of the artists who are members, and they came back from a meeting at SAMRO House in Johannesburg. So, where I am right now, by the way, they asked a lot of questions. In fact, before I go to this point, we even have big artists in South Africa, legends, who do not know how SAMRO operates, who don't understand how you get paid. Why are you getting what you're getting? In fact, nobody even know how much SAMRO gets, because they're getting something. They can't go around and collect monies for you, and they don't get paid. They need to pay their staff. They need to keep their lights on, water. There's a building that they are occupying, of which they need to take care of. All right? So, if you say to me, a big artist, for example, like Zola 7, I once heard him speak, and he said he went to SAMRO and he asked SAMRO some questions. All they did was to turn the screen onto him. Why is this particular person employee, in fact, of SAMRO, turning a screen onto an artist who can sit at home and log in and see the same screen? Why are they turning the screen? The reason why they do that is because they want to confuse you more. Because they know one thing for sure. That if artists could know how these things work, how royalties, they will start to calculate themselves, and they would be able to make out as to how much is actually due to them, or to see what SAMRO has been up to. I do not have the proof that SAMRO is corrupt. I would put that out there. But looking at a lot of artists that have come into the music business, have made huge songs, huge hits, they are recognized across the nation. Yet when they stop popping on radio, in fact, when they stop getting the gigs, it all dies down. How so? How does this happen? Because SAMRO is like your retirement fund. They even have a retirement annuity fund. That's the money that you don't have to need. That's the money that when they actually deposit into your account, you should be looking at it and be like, oh wow, okay, that's an extra 100K. I don't know. I don't know if any of you have, but surely the guys who got paid by SAMRO, they should be familiar to with such things, because I've spoken to a few. They could pay you 100K. The question is, when I ask this particular artist to say, did you break it down, this 100K, and find out where did it come from? Which station played what? At what time? What was the amount that was charged? Why is it charged that way? They told me, you know what? I'm not a scientist. I got my money, I'm done. So when most cases when people do not know what's going on, that's when corruption takes place. Because the people who are up there, they can see. They're not dumb. They know a lot of our musicians. They know, let me say they are not educated. Most. They're not. But as well, it does not mean that if you are educated, it means you are going to understand how the system works at SAMRO. Because SAMRO has its own system. And it only makes sense to those who understand the features it's themselves alone up to this point. Because I looked at the statement myself of this particular artist and then I was like, this is interesting. I don't understand. They just show the code. What code is that? What's that code for? Okay, fine, you see an amount there. Maybe they played your song. Maybe, for example, a certain TV channel, music channel played it at this particular time and it made, for example, 700 bucks, 700 rands, something like that. But you ask yourself, why was it 700? How do they? Nobody knows those things. Now, if you would say to me after what I've just shared with you, you still believe SAMRO is not stealing any money from these artists. So if Zola doesn't understand how SAMRO works, are you saying he got what was due to him? We all know his financial situation right now. Sad as it is, as big as he was, nobody ever expected him, especially him. Looking at what he did for the music business, he did huge things. Huge, big things. He's supposed to be wealthy in such a way that his grandchildren should benefit, not his children, should benefit from what he did. Why are we seeing people assisting Zola with finance? No, maybe there's something he's not telling us, but for me, from the way I've been following his story and seeing him doing everything that he's done in the music business as well, and also speaking to some of the artists that know him personally, he wouldn't lie and blame organizations such as SAMRO or whoever, or the record label, because they also have a dispute about the masters of the great music that he made with them. I guess the masters belong to them. That's a different story. But out of all the music that he made with that particular big record label, which was Ghetto Rough, I know the guy is Lance, the owner. Out of all of that, how much were the royalties that they generated? Because his music was all over the place. They even had a TV show, if I remember quite well. The music was being used there. Are you saying to me he didn't generate enough royalties to settle down and sit at home and watch his life, approach the twilight? No? Come on, I wouldn't believe that. So there's a lot that's happening and SAMRO knows about it. For the reason why some artists, I even hear that they don't even get any royalties at all. I'm sorry for giggling, it's not funny, it's serious. It is sad. Some artists, you see them on TV doing whatever, sweating. You see them in music videos, they don't even receive any royalties. And unfortunately, if I'm wrong about this, well, that's why I'm posing this as a question. I'll be waiting for the answers. I will be waiting to be corrected. They do not. Instead, they get the fame. And they are so scared of speaking out because they need to keep a brave face and look the part and look like I am okay, I am well. It's a reason why, and everybody gets surprised when we hear that somebody has committed suicide. And everybody's like, wow, like, really? How did it happen? How could he do that? No, but everybody gets surprised. Guess what? It's because of these underlying issues that nobody wants to speak about. Nobody wants to say, guys, I'm suffering. The record label is taking all the money. All I get given is the alcohol, the clothes. If he's a male, the girls, and he gets the good time. You don't even own the vehicle you're driving. I hear some of them. But anyway, I want to find out from you guys. Do you really think SAMRO is not stealing money from the artist? Is SAMRO corrupt? Or SAMRO is not corrupt? That's my question. By the way, this is Mzansi Music Business Politics. And this is the end. By the way, this is Mzansi Music Politics. Let's meet on another one. Cheers.